Hey everybody, Shoebox Legends here. Thanks for joining me today for a blaster rip here on the channel. This is not something I do all that often. I do enjoy opening product like any collector, like most collectors do. But typically I'm someone who picks out singles, either raw or graded for my collection and kind of build it that way. Prefer to get the cards that I want and that I know I want out of a product versus the gamble of unopened, but I do enjoy ripping packs just like anybody else. And so every once in a while I cave in, and we're going to do that today. So I have this blaster of 2021-22 Upper Deck Flagship Hockey with Golden Boy Connor McDavid on the cover. And you're going to get 8 cards per pack and 7 packs in this blaster. I don't think this is like a particularly desirable release so far as who the rookies are and the young gun rookies in this product. Number 1 overall pick, Alexis Lafreniere, is in this. Not necessarily a huge believer in him, so I guess maybe it would be cool to pull his young gun just because it's probably the most valuable young gun in the product. But for me, I'd rather get a sneaky good guy like maybe Joshua Norris, who scored 35 goals last year for the Ottawa Senators as a 22-year-old. Would love to see his young gun. Other than that, just kind of scratching the itch here. So we'll see what these packs contain. There are like Dazzlers inserts and some cool shiny stuff like that. So maybe we'll pull something along those lines. Most of this will probably head to the trade box after the break, but here's an Adrian Kempe with the Kings, Colton Parayko, Braden Shen, back-to-back Blues, Dmitry Orlov. Got a UD canvas here of Philippe Zadina. So canvas is usually a pretty good insert. This one's a little bit bland or kind of boring, but there's our first insert anyway. Vincent Trocheck with the Canes. Was a fan of his with the Florida Panthers early in his career. There's a goalie, Mikko Koiskinen, the Edmonton Oilers. Nice shot there, about to glove the puck. And then we finish out that first pack with a Jakob Silfverberg for the Anaheim Ducks. So nothing really of note there. I do enjoy the Upper Deck Flagship Hockey set every year. For those who aren't hockey collectors, this is sort of the set to get as far as a basic set goes, similar to Topps Flagship in the world of baseball. And this set goes all the way back to 1990 and has been running continuously, so not bad on that front. Pack 2, we got John Klingberg, Zach Hyman celebrating a goal there with Toronto. Got Samuel Girard, and I like that Avalanche jersey. That's something a little different. Looks like we have our Dazzlers in this pack and our Young Guns, and I think we might get 2 Young Guns in the blaster. But here we have Alexander Alexeyev for the Washington Capitals. Don't know too much about him, but that's a young gun that I don't have, so I guess I'll hang on to that. The rule with young guns, obviously, is kind of let them stew for a couple years and see who turns out and who doesn't. Here's a Jordan Binnington Dazzlers, and these are really nice-looking cards. A little bit jarring here, the mix of the green with the St. Louis Blues colors, but love these as most collectors do that I've seen open this product, so that's kind of cool. Got our Dazzlers and a young gun in the same pack. Here's a Matt Duchene with some kind of a practice jersey on here for the Predators. Aaron Ekblad, very effective defender for the Florida Panthers. He's been with them his whole career. And then Jonas Donskoy with the Avalanche. Finishes up pack number 2. Shout out to Ken's Cardboard on the Avalanche cards. He seems to have trouble pulling those when he opens hockey products, so I'm glad to see a couple Avalanche cards come out of this blaster at least. Could probably send those off your way, Ken, if you want them. Here's a Dylan Larkin with the Red Wings. PK Subban with New Jersey. Elias Lindholm. Zach Werenski. Darcy Kemper. Interesting shot there with the Coyotes and the dark background, probably during pregame warm-ups. We've got a Martin Jones. Philip Forsberg with the Nashville Predators, another different looking Predators jersey there. And then Rasmus Dahlin for the Sabres. Defenseman closes out pack number 3. And so no hits or inserts in that pack at all. I know sometimes When that is the case, you will get a French language card, but in this case, it just seems like it was a pack of all base in pack number 3. So we're passing the halfway point here with pack number 4. Nothing too exciting so far. That's about what I expected. We've got a Rocco Grimaldi saluting the fans here in Nashville. Semyon Varlamov with the Islanders. Philip Denault, and that's a cool shot of the Bell Center ceiling in the background, and you can just see some of the Canadiens championship banners hanging there, so that's kind of neat. And here's a good one, just a base card, but Connor McDavid, can't go wrong picking up a McDavid base. I probably have about 40 copies of this card because I was just scooping them up for 18 cents on Sport Lots back in the day, but neat shot of him coming off the ice there, walking down the tunnel, so we'll put that in the good card pile. Drew Doughty, Noah Hannafin, Carter Hart for the Flyers, and Christian Dvorak with the Coyotes. 3 packs to go. These are a little tough to open. Yeah, I've had this sitting on the shelf a long time. I bought 2 blasters of this way back in the early days of my channel, probably a year and a half ago. Opened the first, and I've been sitting on this one ever since. So it seemed like a good day to rip it open. Here we've got Kevin Hayes with the Flyers, Noel Acciari, and this is pretty cool. Interesting fact about Noel Acciari, who's kind of a 4th line scrappy player, but also capable of scoring some goals too. And I don't know if you can tell in this close up if I zoom this in, but I think he's missing a tooth in this photo, which is perfect. But what I think is cool about this guy, if we flip this card over, his hometown is Johnston, Rhode Island. So this guy came from the town that I live in, bought my house here with my wife about 14 or 15 years ago now, and kind of cool to have an NHL talent that comes from the town that you live in. So that's a neat one there. I'll certainly hang on to that Acciari. And he was with the Bruins, which was neat prior to being traded to Florida. Next up, we've got Rasmus Ristolainen, the Sabres, Ivan Provorov for Philly, juggling a puck pre-game. J.G. Pajot with the Islanders here. Nikita Zaitsev. Lars Eller with the Capitals. And then we close out this pack with Morgan Riley for Toronto. Looks like doing a shot block maneuver there. So interesting photograph there from Upper Deck. Got a decent chunk of base here. So if anyone is collecting this set, well after the fact or needs anything, just hit me up. Happy to send some of these out. Don't really set build these days. It's not my way of approaching the hobby. So most of these, as I said, will be going into the trade or giveaway box. Did bring out this Dougie Hamilton clear cut from this set. And in fact, this same series where he's pictured with the Whalers, and that throwback Carolina uniform there for the Hartford Whalers. So love that one and thought maybe that would bring me some mojo here. Although so far it hasn't really panned out. Continuing on, in the penultimate pack here, we've got Nick Suzuki, Connor Murphy, Charlie Coyle. And we've got another young gun, and this is actually a really nice one. Neglected to mention this, but alongside Josh Norris, this is maybe one of the better ones that you could pull. Bowen Byram, who just won a Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche. Very happy to see that one spill out of here. In fact, received this card in a slab recently from Brian over at Walkenbach when I won his Stanley Cup contest, prediction contest. And now I have a pack pulled raw to go with it. So kind of becoming a Bowen Byram collector of sorts. Pretty good. I feel pleased about that young gun. That's not a bad pull at all. Next up, Frank Vetrano, another former Bruin who ended up with the Panthers. Nate Schmidt for the Vegas Golden Knights. Got an Alex Goligoski here. Having fun with a fan. I love that card. Kind of cool, candid moment. And if we tilt this right, you can see the kind of nice foil work that Upper Deck does on with this set. I love that coyote, that foil coyote. Maybe Card Wolf CW, you should consider collecting this team set from 2020 Upper Deck. And then we close it out with a gap-toothed Zach Cassian. And then the final pack here, we've already pulled 2 young guns, so I think that's going to be it. On that front, probably the best we could hope for here is a star base card and or an insert. And here we are. We start off with Jared Spurgeon for the Wild. Nick Foligno with the Columbus Blue Jackets. An interesting photograph there. We've got Matthew Tkachuk. Shout out to my buddy Sean at Sean's Stuff. That's a nice Tkachuk base card there. High-fiving his teammates after a win, looks like. We got Chris Letang with Pittsburgh. Kirby Dach. I know I pulled this card actually in the other blaster, and I remember it because it's sort of a memorable image of Dach's reflection in the glass there. Kind of a cool photo choice from Upper Deck. We got a Will Butcher in the throwback Devils uniform here. Love the green pants era New Jersey Devils. That is good stuff right there. We've got a Thatcher Demco, the overhead shot that Upper Deck's been using on and off in their product for goalies really since their inaugural release all the way back in 1990. And then the last card of the blaster, another former Boston Bruin with another team, Danton Heinen for the Anaheim Ducks in this case. So, yeah, not too bad overall, I have to say. A big old stack of base. For someone who doesn't rip too often, this was pretty satisfying. Probably a good chunk of, 40 to 50 base cards there. Then did have some highlights. Obviously, I would say the Bowen Byram Young Guns was the card of the blaster, but was also fortunate enough to pull the McDavid base, the Dazzlers of Stanley Cup winner Jordan Binnington, and then the other Young Guns, Alexander Alexiev, and then had the canvas, the underwhelming canvas insert as well. So that is a wrap on that blaster. I appreciate you stopping by to check out some hockey cards and a rare rip here on the channel. Hope you saw a card or two that interested you, and I will certainly be back in the very near future with some more sports card content. Until then, take care.